Asuras, under the instruction and also the help of the great Lord, they churned the Amrit Kumbha, and then they deprived the Asuras, and only the Devas, the sons of the Aditis, they drank that nectar. So obviously we can understand the enmity between the brothers is permanent. So the Asuras and the Devas, they were completely different. But you know, friends, that sometimes some people, after the research, they think recently means nearly 80, 90 years before, the one gentleman, he was telling the Asuras was a clan. It's true. And the Devas also were a clan. Devas were educated and they were well established in the society. Asuras were also highly educated and they were great engineers. So these Asuras, they developed the different type of constructions in the Indian peninsula, the Indian subcontinent. So this is the way they always think. The Asura, the moment we think the Asura means are all bad people, no. They were highly qualified people, the engineers, and they developed the townships. But they could not fight with the Devas, and all the time the Devas used to come and they used to defeat them. So this was going on. And here we find that Shukadeva, the exponent of the Bhagavata. Then sometimes some people they think the Bhagavata means only the life history of Krishna. No. It is basically the Vishnu, the Lord Vishnu's, his activities, and also the different type of activities of his devotees like Prahlada, Narada, and so many. We are not reading those things. We are only picking up, choosing some of those important events and trying to describe. So this time they came and we came to know that all these people, they were sitting over there. Then suddenly that king, I think you have not forgotten that the whole story started when the grandson of Arjuna, he was cursed by a Brahmana, and he went and was waiting for his death. Only 7 days left. So the whole story is going in 1 or 2 days. And he said to the Shukadeva, the great exponent, the son of Vedavyasa, who composed this Purana, I have heard that the great Bali, the king of the Asuras, gave a gift to the Mahavishnu. Is it true? And will you please tell that story? And Shuka is going on giving him, before telling the story, he is giving the description of the Manvantaras. The Shukadeva revealed the knowledge about the Manvantara. We know the Indians, they know about the Manvantara, the word that we always use, the Manvantara. What is this Manvantara? It says there are Chatur Yugas, the 4 different periods of time. And this period of 4 yugas, when it is over, Satya, Dapar, Treta, Kali, this is the circle. Every time it goes on. A time will come when all people will be good. All of them will be helpful. All of them are religious. That's called Satya Yuga. Not all, majority we should say. Majority of the people. Because good and bad is always there. Wherever there is light, there is darkness. Obviously, where there is good, will be bad. But the bad is less, good is more, Satya Yuga. Then Dapar, then Treta, then Kali, then one Manvantara is over. one yuga is over. This is the calculation. I should have written the zeros about the Manvantara, how many thousands of years that has been calculated in the Bhagavatam itself, and that it says, when the Chatur Yuga, Satya, Dapa, Treta, Kali is over, then the Dharma goes in a peculiar condition. It is there, but not revealed. Now it is the duties of the Saptarshis. You know the Saptarishis, the great seven, the Rishis, the holy people, who can retain their personalities even in the place where there is nothing separate, all become one. Even then, they are retaining their personalities. They are called Saptarishis. And Swami Vivekananda, it is considered, Sri Ramakrishna himself say, that one of that Saptarishi. They are the great personalities. It is now their duty once again to rediscover the Sanatana Dharma, the eternal religion, and establish the Veda, the four Vedas. This Saptarishis to do. Again the circle goes on. Satya, Dapa, Treta, Kali, it will go. Again one. And when one circle begins, one person becomes in charge of that. He is Manu. And that period of time is called Manvantara. And there are so many Manus. The Manu means not one. And there are 14 according to the calculation. He said like that. Shukadeva, after explaining that, continuously the same thing is happening. Don't think this is the only time it happened. The same thing is going on repeating. Swami Vivekananda is one of his lecture. He is telling, today I am speaking to you. Maybe sometime before, long before, the same people were sitting like this and I was talking like this, and these words we uttered. Will you believe? And really it is going on, happening every time. Maybe before also I came and said this too. And maybe you people were also sitting in the same chairs in the same way. It's only repeating. So this why suddenly they mention like this? To make us aware, this is not truth. Don't take it so seriously. This is going to change only. So keeping at the background this thing, that these are all changing the things, so we have to understand the truth. And now again the Shukadeva begins. It's the 8th book called Skanda and 15th chapter called Adhyaya. And here the king Parikshit, he is mentioning to the king, please tell that thing. Manvantara and all those things he is not interested. Because he knew the time is short. I want to know why the Bali was a great giver. He used to give everything. Why he was punished by the Mahavishnu? He wanted to know that truth. And then he mentioned, Mahat Kautuhalam Hina. But I am not alone. All these people are interested to know. So na means we in plural. So Mahat Kautuhalam Hina. Shukdev started narrating. Bali was the grandson of Prahlada. He mentioned fast. Why? Because when the charity is the dana, we will come to that, is the one of the greatest thing in austerity and the spiritual practice, the dana. So he was the son of Prahlada. Most of you know the exalted character of Prahlada. He was a devotee of the Vishnu, and he went against his father even, and in his devotion. He was defeated by the Indra. The Indra, the king of gods, he defeated Bali. Bali was then the king of the Asuras. He was the leader of the Asuras. Indra, the leader of the gods, the Devas and Asuras. This time Indra defeated him, and very badly. So he was thinking what to do. Suddenly, when we start thinking nothing is going to happen, everything is lost, something comes up. One Brahmana came to him, very powerful. He was insulted by the Devas. He was the Shukra Acharya. And Shukra Acharya was having the tremendous, powerful and the mystical power. He could even make the dead alive just by sprinkling some water and uttering the mantra. He came to the Bali and saw the Bali defeated. The Bali, if you accept me as your guru, I will place you in a very high condition. Do you like to accept me as your guru? But you have to listen to me, every word of mine. And you have to practice whatever I say. Bali accepted him. The Shukracharya became the teacher of the Asuras. And Brihaspati is the guru or the teacher of the Devas. Now these two brothers, they used to fight, now added by two teachers. Brihaspati never liked Shukracharya, Shukracharya never liked Brihaspati. So that is the whole thing slowly coming up. The Brihaspati, so he understood that this time the difficulties are coming for the Devas. So he was trying to meditate and to solve the problem. But in the meantime, the Shukracharya, he asked Bali to practice some austerities. Friends, one thing is very interesting. Whatever we like to achieve, we must have to practice austerity, the religious practices. And then only we get all these things, whatever we want. The name, fame, wealth, power, success, everything. The Shukracharya, he was guiding Bali to practice some austerity, and Bali, very minutely he practiced all those, and he became very, very powerful. And one day, Bali was ready, and he went and he challenged the Indra. Indra was inside his capital, Swarga. Swarga was the capital of the Devas. It's called, in English we can say heaven, but Swarga is a different. There's a description is there of the Swarga. That Swarga, the description in the Bhagavatam, very clearly it is mentioned, who are the people can enter in there? Those who are pure-hearted, then they only are allowed to enter. And they can enjoy these are the things. There's a Swarga. This beautiful place. That's a picture, the depiction is there. Bali went, and Bali got many gifts now from different people. And he went and blew the conch. This is the call for the war. I am here, come out and fight with me. The two different types of fight, war is to happen. There's sometimes only the two kings will fight. Even in the history we find that. Instead of involving all the people and killing so many people, come, the decision will be if you can defeat me. Bali came and challenged Indra. Indra was a very intelligent person. He immediately understood, this is the person I defeated few years before. How come now he has come to my door to challenge me? There must be something. So instead of coming out, hey, come, I will fight with you, Indra from the back door perhaps, this is my guess, he went to his guru, Brihaspati, and said, sir, what is this? I defeated this man and he was having nothing. I destroyed everything. But now he has come within this 1 or 2 years and he is challenging me. The Brihaspati, in the meantime, through his meditation, he understood what is going to happen. Then he said, this is a very bad time for you. You have to go and hide somewhere. You cannot defeat. Ojussinam balim jetum na samartha asti kaschana. Ojosi Bali, now the Bali, the king has come. No one can defeat him, not you only, no other gods. no one will be able. Why? Because he has been protected by the God himself. And who is that God? Again, that Vishnu. And the power came through Bali's teacher, his guru, Shukracharya. So you know that one thing happened. The Swami Vivekananda went to Kashmir. So naturally he was a crowd puller. The people started visiting him. And nearby there was a Muslim saint, Fakir. So he used to have some small gathering. Now those people also went to Vivekananda. The Fakir became very angry. Hey, what is it? That a small group, they used to come to me and that man has come. Then he wanted to show his power and he was truly having some spiritual power. So he gave the curse. This Vivekananda you are going? Okay. I am giving the curse that he will have tremendous stomach ache and he won't be able to stay here even more than 2 days. And that truly it happened. So much of pain that Vivekananda had to come down to Calcutta. And then he went to Ma Saradamani Devi with the complaint against Sri Ramakrishna. And he said, what type of Thakur you are having? He could not protect me from that Fakir. The Fakir is nothing. I practice so much of spirituality and Thakur blessed me. And now Fakir only gave one curse and I am suffering. Mother told 2 words. She said, who gave the power to Fakir? Your Thakur Sri Ramakrishna. Thus naturally Fakir was also practicing austerity. He gained some power. And second she said, your suffering means Sri Ramakrishna's own suffering. So Sri Ramakrishna is suffering himself. Why? Because he had to give. If you are practicing austerity, meditation, prayer, you will surely get the power of God. How you are utilizing that power, that is different. That depends on you. But anyone, here also, the Bali practiced, Bali got the blessings of God, and no one can defeat him now. And he was telling, Ojussinam. Ojam is very powerful. Balim jetum na samartha. Jetum, conquering or defeating Bali, na samarthasti kaschana. Bhavad bida bhavanopi barjayitva isharam harim. It will be very difficult except the Ishvara, the Hari, the great God, the Vishnu. No one can stop him. So that is the power he has already acquired with the blessings and the guidance of his guru, Shukracharya. Now what to do? Hide yourself? Then the guru said, you better go and hide. So all the gods, they were hiding. And at present day language, underground. So someone, he took a lot of money from India and he came to London underground. What underground? He was living in his 7-star hotel. But anyway, that's what they call underground. They all went into underground. But the mother, Aditi, she was in great pain. Why? Mother is mother. Maybe she is the mother of the Devas, but the feelings are all same. She started thinking, my sons are suffering. And their father, Kashyap, he has tremendous spiritual power. If he wants, he can save them, but he is not doing anything. So that complaint was there. Kashyap was having 2 wives, Diti and Aditi. The Diti was the mother of the Asuras and Aditi was the mother of the Devas, but the father was Kashyap. Kashyap was quiet. Kashyap was not taking any side. He knew that whatever things are going on, let them go. I am not in this. Why? Because he was a rishi. You know, in the Bhakti, our teachings, they always say 5 different types of attitude, mental attitude one can have to realize God. One is Shanta. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioned it again and again. The Shanta is the attitude of the rishis. They are all the time very quiet, without parter, without affected. Now you always think what is going to happen, this thing, that thing. But the rishis, they know what is going to happen. They are Sattadrashtas. And they can see the future. So he knew what is going to happen. So he was very quiet. He was not taking any side. He, as usually, used to go and practice meditation, trying to reveal more and more the truth. And that was the job of the rishis that he was to practice. You know, the Shanta, Dasya, Vatsalya, Madhur and Sakhya, all these different attitudes. You can have the relation with the God as your friend, or as your son, or as your beloved, and as your master. At the same time, you can think, the God is the supreme, everything is under his control, I cannot do anything. So let me just look and enjoy what is going on. So that is the way he was practicing. One day he came to Aditi's house, the two cottages. So Aditi's cottage, he came, Aditi was serving him. But he noticed that Aditi's face is showing that she is in pain. Now here he was addressing, "Oh noble lady, has anything adverse happened? Look at it. Her sons are suffering." And the rishi is now asking the wife, "O noble lady, has anything adverse happened? O mistress of my household." That was the address. Now the husband is giving the responsibility of the household to the wife. And wife has to practice something so that husband is not blamed. The husband is busy, whatever. So that was the division of work. Now if you ask them, in the present day it is very difficult. I don't know who are listening, but if I say that the wives and the ladies are supposed to be in the household to maintain the house properly, immediately Me Too something they may start. No, it is not that. It's a division of labor. And the male is going out to work and coming back, and the wife is maintaining the household, and family is happy. How? The three things all wives, or as they call housemaker or homemakers, they are supposed to follow. What is that? Religious merits. They should practice everything, the religious merits. And among that religious merits, every day they are supposed to worship in the house, keep the house clean, and keep things all the time ready, everything, everywhere. So this is the first responsibility, the religious merits. They should practice. And in that, whenever the Atiti is coming, someone suddenly come and appear before you, and you have to help. Do you remember the Sita, the Ramayana story? And she was so eager to give the alms to the Ravana. She was not knowing that this is Ravana, and because Ravana came in the garb of a monk, Sita was actually following what a wife should do, that dharma of a wife. The Sita, she went out. Why? Otherwise, people will say, "Oh, in the Rama's family, they don't give any alms. There is no one there to help us." So that is the wife always take care. Second, wealth. Whatever the earning the husband is bringing, then she should maintain in a very nice way. If you read the life of Ma Saradamani Devi, the little bit whatever, Sri Ramakrishna's no earning, all expenditure. All the devotees used to come, and Sri Ramakrishna will send out to mother, "Oh, he has come, he likes this type of food, bring it." And where from it will come? Who will purchase? We need the materials, we need many things. But the mother, she used to slowly, all things used to keep. Because the devotees used to come from the Calcutta and the cities, and they used to give the gift. Mother used to keep all those things. So this is the wealth, means not only the money, but all the provisions in the household. See, this our scripture, particularly the Bhagavad that we are reading, is giving the shape to the human society, what it should be. So these are the responsibilities of the wives. Then happiness. The wife should keep the whole family happy. There's Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling, mother knows who likes what. That she will be keeping in mind what that someone will be asking for this type of dish, someone that type of this thing, that thing. She remembers everything and keeps everything ready. The whole family is happy. Sometimes some people will say, oh, she is going on working just like a slave, but nobody is taking care. No. That these are the duties of the wives. And when the husband came back, and when he found that the wife is not at all happy, the first question was, anything adverse happened? And I am not reading those slokas, verses. He's going on asking different things. Is it that something happened to your health? Or any guest came and you could not properly feed or give the respect to the guest? Anything happened like this? Is going on. Aditi then submitted her petition. You are the father of both Devas and the Asuras, I know. But my sons are suffering at this moment. Please do something to save them. Like a mother, she is asking. But look at the father. The father, he is not also breaking his own responsibility. He is a rishi. So he is not supposed to take any side. And he is terribly, tremendous power, spiritual power. If he takes any side, that's naturally. But the only Asuras and the Devas, both are his sons. He said, okay, but as a mother, you have every right to pray for your son, pray for your children. So he never denounced her. And then Kashyap, he said, you have to take the refuge in Vasudeva. The Vasudeva, the Supreme Being. The moment we say that Vishnu, immediately they said Supreme Being. Why? Vistareti Vishnu. We have to remember that. That is the Hinduism. Sometimes, all the time they are giving two versions. One, personal God, again, impersonal being. So this way it goes. Then he taught her Payobrata, a system of austerity and also a mantra to invoke Mahavishnu. This Payobrata, this is a wonderful way in the Skanda, the book 8, chapter 16, verses 22nd to 58. All details of the description of Payobrata has been given, and you have to practice it only for 12 days. And if one can do it, he is going to get the blessings of the Mahavishnu. So they say, with a promise, you are going to receive the blessings of the Mahavishnu if you can practice. The Payobrata, all descriptions are there. Then you have to apply the mud on your body, and then you have to practice these, you have to do these and that, and so long. And then finally, you have to prepare a porridge with the milk, and etc., etc. So if you are interested, you can practice. All details are there in the 22nd to 58th verse of the 8th Skanda 16th chapter. In conclusion, the Kashyap said three things that makes a great God pleased. Only three things, if you can practice, then the God will be pleased. What are the three things? He said, Tapo, Danam, Yajna. Tapo, Danam, Ratam, Yajna, Ena Tushet, Adhodhajaha. Adakshaya, Adakshaja. The pronunciation Adakshaja. This Adakshaja means Vishnu. And he is pleased with three things. First is austerity. What is the austerity? Controlling your senses. That is the first thing. In the Hinduism, every time they will ask you to control your senses. And the senses means so many problems. Only 5 senses. But the millions of problems will be there. Why? The different type of waves are going on in the mind. So we have to control in the beginning, at the root. So that is called tapo. Tapasya, tapasya. Satapastapyata, satapastaptva. They say in the Upanishad, by practicing austerity, then they achieve that. What is that austerity actually? It's not that I should not eat, I should walk barefoot, or I should not do this, I should not do that. No, not like that. It's controlling all your lower thoughts. Controlling your lower thoughts, that's the tapasya. There's some people that think if the monks are living inside the house, they are not real monks. And if they are wearing the shoes, they are not real monks. Or if they are wearing the clothing, they are not real monks. They're all wrong. Wrong conception. Conception that is completely different. The tapa means austerity, and austerity means no negative thought should cross your mind. That is austerity. No negative thought about yourself and about others also. Then come dhanam, charity. And this about the dana, the charity, in the Upanishad, we will read to that afterwards. It very clearly says how you should give. Then yajna, that is a sacrifice. What is the sacrifice? Anything that we do for the betterment of others without expecting any result, that is yajna. Anything that we do. Yajna, dhanam, tapa, karma, natejyam, karyameva tat. In the Bhagavad Gita, in the Krishna, when they said that you are supposed to give away all your work, the Krishna said, no. Yajna, dana and tapa. These 3 karma you must practice. So what is that yajna? Yajna means immediately the Hindus will think that you have to light the fire and pour ghee. That is a short of, but yajna every time you can do. I saw some people, they will go and they open the tap and the water is flowing and they forget to stop that, or the light is burning, they all just come out. Another person noticing that, he will go and close that yajna. And he never mentioned, hey man, you have not done that, you should go and do. Never. He himself went and did it. It's a wastage. So that is called yajna. I have seen the people collecting the litters when particularly the banana skins, very slippery. One should not leave it here and there. In this country people are very aware, so not that. In our country, it's very peculiar. They just do like that. But if you are taking care of that, yajna, any small thing, but doing for the betterment of others without expecting the result, that is called yajna. And charity, the dhanam, ena tushet adakshajaha. This adakshajaha, Vishnu is very happy with these 3, tapo, dhanam and yajna. The mother of gods, but the mother, so she got ready to practice that. She started practicing. Aditi practiced that for long 12 days and nights continuously. And as was taught by her husband, and finally, and now the Shuka is describing, Tasya pradurbhuta tata bhagavan anadi purushaha pita vasa chaturbahu shankha chakra gadadhara. The shankha chakra gadadhara, that he appeared before her. So when she was practicing this, she got the result. What is the result? That Vishnu, which is impersonal being, took the form. And what is that form? The description is Pitavasa, the yellow cloth he was wearing. And what is the yellow cloth? The symbol of Tyaga. That's the yellowish, that is the symbol of Tyaga. And also, is the color of fire, the fire that burns. Fire is the symbol of knowledge. So that is the color he was wearing. Chaturbahu, he was having 4 hands and he was holding Shankha, the conch. Why the conch? To call. Today morning, you people have come over here. Why? Of course, many of you have received the flyer. Many of you know that this is the Sunday service that we do over here. But is it not you got a call in the heart that we should go? There are many people there, but they don't receive that call. This is the call of God. That is the Shankha. That is the conch. When he is blowing it, it is reaching out. In Islam they call it Ajan. Ajan means the call again. In the Christianity they have the bell. For whom the bell tolls is the wonderful story. The bell, that is giving the sound as if the call of God. Now this is the time you should come. So this Shankha in the hand of Vishnu, that is the symbol. The God is sending out the call. Come to me, come to me, come to me. How many of we listen? Very few. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, if you have read in his life, he used to go up on the terrace and from there, looking at the Calcutta city, he used to give the call. Oh, where you are, my children, come, I like to give my wealth to you. Wealth means that knowledge, spiritual knowledge. Very few came. So because we don't like to listen to call, but the God is constantly calling us. That is the symbol of the conch. And this, the discus he is holding, chakra. Why? That is the symbol of the chakra. As I was telling, the Manantara, the Chatur Yuga, the 4 yugas, constantly changing. Sattva, Data, Trita, Kali, constantly changing. So that is moving in his hand. That is the discus. Lotus is the form of the devotion. So devotion is the only way by which we can realize God. And devotion is not emotion. Devotion is the knowledge and action to realize that. That is called devotion. And how to? Because the God is there, He is supreme. Understanding that, with that knowledge, when I start acting, that is devotion. And there is no emotion at all. Sometimes people, they will be thinking emotion. Of course, that particular quality of our mind, the emotion we utilize. I love you. I take care of you. I am concerned for you. All these emotional things are also adding to make the force of devotion. And that is symbolized by the lotus. And then finally, the mess, Gada. The Gadadhara, his name was also Gadadhara, Sri Ramakrishna's name. Why? The Lord Vishnu again appeared before his father and said, I like to be your son. When the son was born, father remembered that, and then he kept the name Gadadhara, the one who is holding the mace. Why the mace? To punish. And what is the punishment? Those who are not religious, those who are hampering, creating problem for the others, it is the duty of the God to stop them. So that is the Gada. Shankar Chakra Gadadhara Tasya Pradur Bhuta Tata. Here he is addressing the King Parikshit and others as my dear one. Because the Rishi, the Shukadeva, is very happy. So he is addressing in that way. You know what happened? Bhagavan Anadi Purusha Avir Bhuta. This is a great thing happened. And he is giving the description. The mother Aditi started trembling seeing that God before her. She was practicing austerity, praying, but when the God came before her, that awe, the presence of God, And it's very difficult. Sometimes we go and pray to God, please come, we like to see. If the God truly comes before us, it will be terrible. Because we are not ready, prepared to receive. The mother was prepared, Aditi was prepared, but even then she was trembling. And then the Lord said, O Mother of the Celestials, I am pleased with your faith and devotion. Swangsena putrattam upettate sutan guptasmi. Now he said that I shall be born. Then he said, a part of mine as your son to protect your children. Guptasmi. Guptasmi means I will protect. Now this is the promise that the God took. To protect your children, the Devas. I will take the human form, but part of me. First he said, I will born. Then immediately he added, a part of me. Why part of me? Then we find over here, the part came. But he said at the same time, Mother, you should not reveal these matters to others, even if questioned. Why? Matters of divine significance have to be protected from publicity if they are to fructify. If the fruits that is coming, the result is coming only because of that. That's after giving the initiation, we asked the disciples not to write it down anywhere or to discuss it with others. You have to keep within. Why? That will give you the fruit. And if you go on telling everyone, I don't think there will be fruit, because it's God Himself, the Lord God Himself is announcing that you should have to keep it very secret. This is mine. The mantra, the small name of God, but it is very powerful. So we have to remember that. After saying this, the Vishnu disappeared. The father, the Kashyap also. See, this is the way the God always act. If only the mother got the vision, the father may. Kashyap, of course, he was a rishi, he knew. But even then, the doubt might come in the mind of the father Kashyap. How come? Why this son? That's why the God immediately revealing Himself in the meditation of the Kashyap also. And Kashyap knew that he is going to come as our son. In the life of Sri Ramakrishna also, why I am comparing, this thing happened very recently. Though when we are reading about that Kashyap and the Aditi is a few thousand years before. Very recently, same thing happened. The mother of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, when she felt that the power of God entered into her, the same time the father of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also saw in a vision the God is telling, I am going to your house and I like to be your son. So both they were knowing. The friends of the mother of Sri Ramakrishna, they were advising her not to disclose this to her husband. How he will react. Don't do this. But she told, no, I cannot. I must tell the truth. And she told the truth to her husband when he returned back. And immediately the father, Shudiram Chakrabarti, said, I know. The God has also said that to me. So we have to be very careful. So father and the mother both are having this. And Bhagavat now described the birth of the Supreme Lord. But mysteriously, he took the form of a dwarf, Vamana. Now we know when he was giving the promise that I will come as your son, and immediately he said, as a part of mine is not the full me. The part of mine will come. And that because of that, he took the human form, but as a dwarf, but very attractive. So all people came to see him, the dwarf, the small boy, and from the birth itself, he he was having all the knowledge of the Vedas. And he immediately said that I have to go and meet the Bali, the king of the Asuras. Bali by that time was having one yajna. What is that yajna? Dana yajna. It was a great thing he was doing. Whoever will come. Bali was having so much of wealth that he said, whatever you want, just ask me. I will give it to you. You know, that is also the expression of your ego. Whatever you want, just come to me, I will give to you. That is the ego. And that was the only lacking thing in the Bali. Otherwise, everything was good. And taking that, the God is coming and he is going over there as a small Brahmana. And when the Brahmana form, he appeared before the Bali in that court, and there also Bali's teacher, his guru, Shukracharya was present. Shukracharya immediately realized this is not an ordinary boy. He is a small Brahmana boy and carrying the umbrella and also small water pot. He is going as the Brahmana boys used to travel like that, but so attractive. All people started loving and they felt to look at him. But immediately Shukracharya recognized, it is not an ordinary boy, he is the Mahavishnu. He has come in this form. So naturally he is going to punish you, Bali. Listen to me. Don't give this boy anything. But in the meantime, the conversation has already taken place. Before the Shukracharya could caution the Bali told, what do you want? That is the conversation. I am not going to quote from the Sanskrit. Then he said, see, I have heard that you, the grandson of the Prahlada, he is the son of Virochana. He never said like that. This Brahmana, the small Brahmana, he said, you, the son of the Prahlada, grandson of the Prahlada, and also yourself is a hero, and I have come to you knowing that whatever people ask, you give? Yes. I am the great, powerful king. Whatever you want, don't hesitate, just ask. Every word was coming out not as a humble way, but from the egoistic way. So that displeased God. So that sometimes we receive or acquire the spiritual merit, and after that, because of the spiritual merit, when the people are coming to us and then we can do this and that, ego entered into our mind. And again the fall begins. And it goes like that, up and down, up and down. So then naturally, that ego that was coming out, God didn't ask. And he said, okay, this is very simple thing I will ask. I'm a small person. I need a small plot of land from you. Only I will walk 3 steps. And whatever I can cover in by these 3 steps, that much of land you have to give to me. Bali laughed. 3 steps? You, the small boy. How much step, how much bigger you can take? No. Don't hesitate. Rather you think, okay, 3 steps, whatever land you want, that I'll give, and you want something more. He said, no, I am a Brahmana. Whatever has come out of my mouth, that I am sticking. 3 steps only. So this conversation was going on. I don't know where the Shukracharya was there, and when the Bali has taken the water, holy water, to take the promise, when we take the promise, we are supposed to keep it. So before taking the promise, usual tradition in Hindus, they will take the Ganga water in the hand, because keeping the Ganga, the Ganga is a witness. Ganga is the witness. So that we have to take the Ganga as the witness, and then we will take the promise. Thank you. So sometimes I'm becoming old. The so small word slipped. Anyway, so this Bali already took the water and he was about to take the oath. Then Shukracharya came and shouted, Bali, stop it. Do not take the promise. You do not know. He is not an ordinary Brahmana boy. He is the Mahavishnu himself. Then the Bali told, but I have already given the word. I am ready to. Then the Shukracharya said, no. Just by truth you cannot survive in this world. This is the word in the Bhagavatam. He said, you are a householder. You are not a monk. Monks are supposed to practice those things. Once you have taken some oath or said something, you must keep the promise. That is for the monks. But for a householder, you can always break that. You cannot survive only with the truth. This is in the Bhagavata. Perhaps in India, the political leaders and all over, they learned this. So these leaders are very happily practicing this. So this is the way you have to. Then what he said? He said, that why the God was not pleased with Bali, though the Bali was really a meritorious person, because in the Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad, Shikshavalli, it teaches very carefully to the brahmacharis, to the students, Sraddhaya Deyam. When you are giving something, you must give with respect. Asraddhaya Adeyam. If you don't have the respect, don't give it. Sometimes some people, they don't have the respect, but they come and give it. Give to the sannyasins or someone. One should not accept that, because that will harm him, or the heart who is giving. So always with respect you have to give. Sriya Deyam. According to your wealth you should give. You are having only 100 rupee and someone asking something, you give the 100 and then you beg from others. No, you should not. So you may actually give maybe $10 out of 100. So this is the teaching of our Upanishad. They call it Sriyadeyam. According to your wealth, according to your capacity you must give. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is also asking for the sannyasins, don't go and ask something which the householder cannot give. He may give you some money, but if you ask the huge amount, it will be difficult for him, and at the same time, because he could not help you, he will be thinking in a completely different way, I could not help that Swami who came to me. So these are the beautiful teachings of the religion. What is religion? Forming the human being. So that formation comes Sraddhaya Deyam. Asraddhaya Adeyam. Without respect, you should not give anything. Sriya Deyam. According to your wealth, then you should give. Riya Deyam. Ri means humble. When you are giving, you must be humble. Swami Vivekananda mentioned the giver should kneel down. Then that is Riya Deyam. The one of our devotee's son was driving. I saw the homeless, the person, he was there. And I felt something we should give. I told, do you have some money? He said, yeah, $10 bill I am having. Will you give to that gentleman? He then lowered down the glass and said, hey brother. And he didn't say brother, he said, bro, this is for you. And that man came and he took that money and said, thank you brother, like that. So this is the way one should say, brother or the respected one. That just throwing the money, one should not. So this is that they say that Hriyadeyam, with humbleness you should give. Bhiyadeyam, you should give with fear. Why? I do not know whether this is sufficient for you or not. But whatever I am having, that I am giving to you. With that fear in mind, I am sorry, this much I can give it to you. This is the source, otherwise I won't be able to help you. So this is Sambhidadeyam. And when you are giving, give happily. The one one small boy came, I gave 2 candies to him. Then the mother told, give it one to your sister. The sister, she was sitting in this. Then he looked at her and he was not at all happy. The mother asked him to give it. So I told, no, you need not to give, because sambidadeyam. So you have to give happily. And if you don't feel happy, well, not necessary. So this is the teachings. Bali was supposed to know it. Why the God didn't say, hey, why you are talking like this? No instruction. Why? You are supposed to know it. Now I am a monk. I am supposed to know what are the rights, merits, demerits in this monastic life. I am supposed to. Who will come and teach me now all the time? And if I made a mistake, it is a mistake. So that is the reason one must be very, very careful. Bali, being a learned person, when he was a young boy, because in the tradition, all the brahmacharis used to learn this, so he must have learned this, but he didn't practice. Why? Ego. Because of the ego, I can give. So that ego, he said, I am going to give. He refused his, what's called, Guru's words also. This Guru's words, one should not denounce. Whatever the Guru is saying. Now the Guru came with another argument. He said, you see, you tell the untruth. That will be all right. He is asking 3 steps. You measure that much I will give. Or say the untruth, something. Why? Because in the scripture, 5 different times one can speak the untruth. Again it says. So please give me 5 more minutes. Because this is very interesting. First he said, being a householder, you should behave like this because you have to survive. And here he says, to please a girl, sometimes you can tell the lies, the first thing. So this is our scripture, see, helping everyone. There's sometimes you can tell a lie, of course, just to please the girl. So, but suppose you got sometimes in the movies, he took away a flower, then the girl came, oh, this is for you. Actually, he meant for somebody else. Just because. So that much it is allowed. So to please the girl and the wife, you can say false. And at the time of finalizing the marriage, the arranged marriage in our society, the parents of the girl, they will go on telling, my girl, you do not know. Wonderful cooking, wonderful singing, wonderful everything. So sometimes the others will cook for the girl, but the girl will take the credit. But after the marriage, husband will understand how much cooking she knows. But by that time, it is already done. So that much falsehood is possible. And third, to save one's livelihood. And you know that if I say the truth, someone is going to lose the job. That time you may say. And fourth, to save one's own life. And fifth, to save the life of another person. So these are the 5 times one can tell the lies. And he said, Bali, to save your wealth, to save your property and the country, to save your own people, tell the lies. Where nothing wrong will happen. But Bali was adamant. He said, no, I am going to give it to whatever I have promised. So he took the water, took the promise, asked for the final time to that small Vamana, that dwarf person, what do you want? Tell me finally. He said, the dwarfs immediately said, I only want Trini Padaneva Brine. Trini Padaneva Brine. I want only 3 steps. Then as the Shukracharya was thinking, that took shape. That small little boy became huge, huge and huge. He was the Mahavishnu. and so big that in 2 steps he covered all the 3 regions, the Swarga and the Martha and the Patala. This the world, this present world, and the nether world, and also the heaven, all 3 with the 2 steps. And each and every place was covered by his huge body. Then he said, you promised that I can take the 3rd step. Where I will take it? Where I will keep my third step? Then the Bali sat down at his feet and said, and Bali saw that Mahavishnu, whole creation, everything was there. Then they said, you better keep it on my head. So the Lord kept the holy feet on the head of the Bali and kept it over there. Now this is the story goes, by generation after generation, Hindus, they believe that still that is there. The Bali is the Lord's, that footstep still there. And you can see it. I myself went over there. It's all black stone, but it's a beautiful shape of a feet. The feet is there. You can see if you pour the white, the milk, you can see that. So people, they go and worship, but Bali became immortal, having the feet of God on his head. But why Bali was punished? Because of this. So one must be very, very careful. And this is the greatest gift that was given. And what is the gift? Everything that the Bali was having, including himself. So that is the greatest gift. But we should learn one thing. Whatever we give, we should give with humbleness and with prayer. Thank you very much. Let us chant this mantra and conclude. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudramaruta Stunnanti Divyai Stabai Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadai Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogina Yashyantam Nabidu Sura Asuragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Today is the Tithi Puja of Swami Yoga. This Swami Yogananda, he was one of the direct disciples of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. So today is Tithi Puja. We don't observe that in an elaborate way, but we keep the picture to remind that it is a holy day because he was advented. And this Yogananda was loved by Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And he was a son of a very rich man of the same locality, Dakshineshwar. His father was the landlord of Dakshineshwar, his father. But he used to come to Sri Ramakrishna. That wonderful thing that happened, just I will remind you. He heard that to realize God, one should not marry, because the moment you are marrying, you are in different responsibilities. So you cannot completely give your whole heart and soul for the realization of God. So he wanted not to marry. But in the meantime, his mother went on telling, you just marry a girl, that's all. I will take care of that young girl. You need not to bother about your wife. And he was very respectful for his mother. Ultimately, he agreed. And after that, the mother told, once you have married, these are the responsibility you have to follow. You cannot go to that holy man, you cannot practice this, you have to earn money to maintain your family. Then he understood that he is in a great difficulty. And he was ashamed to come to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Then Sri Ramakrishna was inquiring why that boy is not coming. He used to come so frequently. He told, no, he is now married and he cannot come. So then Sri Ramakrishna told, can you please ask that boy to come to me? And then he understood he won't come. Then he said, he took 1 anna from me, only 1 farthing. So from me, he has not returned it back. What type of boy is he? And when that news reached him, he immediately felt insulted. Oh, that much money, and then this man is telling that I am not truthful. He came angrily with that money to give it back to the Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna hold his hand and said, oh, not the money. You are not coming as because you are thinking after marriage you won't realize God? No, not that. If I have the blessings on you, even if you marry 100 times, you will realize God. You are not going to be bound by anything. You will be in the household, but at the same time, you will be completely detached and free. So that is the blessings of the great Guru. And when we say Guru Maharaj, we actually mean Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. We give initiation, but we never, at least I don't consider myself as Guru. Guru is only God. So Sri Ramakrishna is the Guru. And through him, just he has chosen me here, so I give his holy name. So that is the blessings of Sri Ramakrishna. Anyone can get liberation if the great God, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, who was the embodiment of the Vishnu himself, blesses. Thank you. Please have the prasad when you are going down.